Welcome to Leaf Rants. The Leafs lose 5-1 to the Boston Bruins in first game of the first round of the 2024 Stanley Cup playoffs. They lose 5-1. And they chose this. They could have beat Florida and played Florida. Okay. So, 2 minutes, 26 seconds in, Boston scores. And you know who friggin' scores that one? You know who scores that? Some guy on fourth line. That's what you could call him. John Beecher. Pretty much just call him fourth line. Some guy on fourth line. Then that's it for the first, actually. At least dominated for the first little bit. Boston gets it, and they just kind of take a run for it there. And just so many penalties, man. Like, Boston scores again. Brandon Carlo, friggin' never scores goals. Then Jake DeBrusk. Then Jake DeBrusk again, both on the power play. And it's 4-0 Boston. And then in the third period, David Kampf scores, and it gives you a little bit of hope, and then they do a whole bunch of friggin' nothing. And you know what? Let's see. Boston had 5 power plays. And a lot of them were for a whole bunch of nothing. Like a whole bunch of hot garbage. Like, one of them, Jake McCabe, gets friggin' murdered. And then he does the exact same thing back. Like, he gets his back, jumped on. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. They lose 5-1 to the Boston Bruins, and I feel like crap. I feel like absolute crap. I watched this game. Man. William Nylander's on this game. Bobby McMahon's not in. Calle Yarncroke played. He's on PP1. Frig. And your goalie can't stop a beach ball for the first 2 periods. Yeah, I get it. He's being screened. Do your job. It's the Stanley Cup playoffs. There's no more of this crap. We can't handle it. Make a save. Please. Please, just make a save. If Joseph Wall's not your Game 2 starter, I don't know what you do. He's not going to be. It's going to be Sammy. But you know what? He definitely shouldn't be. Adam Wilde on Twitter said, list of things that the Leafs should do in Game 2. Number 1, clean up stupid penalties. Yeah, we're looking at you, Max Domi and Tyler Bertuzzi. Also, that one where Domi hits Brad Marchand's hand and he's like, come on. What, you trying to show some jazz hands? It's one game. I'm not saying they lost because of the refs, but you know what they do? They have to clean up stupid penalties. And the refs, put your friggin' whistles away and let people play. Then he says, don't allow a goal on the first shot in 2 straight periods. Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea. Make a save. And then do whatever you can to get Nylander in the lineup. And, he's the only guy who can actually enter on a power play. It makes me so mad how bad they are on the power play. You look at Boston and you look how easy it is for them to find a way into the zone and just how effortless they make it look, which is the way it should look. And it's not because the Leafs are bad. It's just because they're a good team. And then you look at the Leafs on the power play and you look at the guy who scored 69 friggin' goals And you look at a guy who makes two guys who make $11 million. You look at Morgan Riley, a great defenseman, and then usually William Nylander, but Calle Yarncroke tonight. And you're like, how the hell, even if you put friggin' Ryan Reeves in that Calle Yarncroke spot, how can they not find a way to enter the zone on a power play? You have 5 players. Boston has 4. Figure it out. Figure it out. It's not that hard. You're in the NHL. Maybe if I just walk in and they form a line on the point. Well, I can't get it in if they form a line. There's nowhere to go. Figure it out. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. You lost. Sheldon Keefe, yell at them. You know what? Sheldon Keefe's getting a lot of crap tonight because of who played. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Nick Robertson barely played any. Calle Yarncroke, he had a lot of minutes, and you know what? I don't blame him. You know why? Because you're getting crapped on in every single friggin' spot on the ice. Like, but you know what? At least they won the deserve to win-o-meter, eh? They should have won this game 85.4% of the time. Oh, that's my Stanley Cup. That's all I needed. Like, that stat is so dumb. I don't care. Crap below average goaltending tonight. And head officiating that just hates you is just so discouraging. It just rips any joy away. Like, I don't know. Can the refs get their friggin' I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube. It is only game 1, and I shouldn't be panicking this much because they lost 7-3 to Tampa last year. I don't know. They have to get their heads out of their asses for game 2 and come back and play a strong game. Like, they've proved that they do know how to do this, and I'll be cheering for them. But they have so much work to do. So much work to do. This game was unacceptable. You can't play like that. You really can't. Like, yeah, the officiating's bad. You know what? It's been bad against you every single year. Find a way to deal with it. You can't. They're not scoring on their own opportunities, but they're letting Boston score on theirs. And that's really what it comes down to. When you have a big opportunity, like Austin Matthews hit the post on a wide open net, like that's just, he makes that shot literally 100% of the time. I don't know what happened there. I don't know. McCabe's interference call, like what? 2 minutes for body checking? Like that's such a dumb thing. I don't know. Like, Mitch and JT weren't. Like, Mitch was honestly pretty good, but they have to be more of a factor in the offensive zone than that. Like, oh, I'm losing my mind. It's only game 1. Like, that's just an embarrassing start to lose 5-1. Then you just can't ever win the first game of any single series that you ever play in. You know what really makes me mad, actually? It's that if the Leafs don't play aggressive, then they're weak. They're a weak team. They don't show any heart. They don't show any passion. And then if they are aggressive, oh, that's a penalty. You can't be doing that. Oh, you want to stick up for yourself? Nope. Penalty. 2 minutes for playing hockey. Like, piss off. But you know what? There are clear areas that you need to focus on. You need to make a save. That's a big one. It's a big one. You need to clear your net front when you're on the PK. because you're just letting Pat Maroon sit there and be a nuisance and block Samsonov's vision. And yeah, that's hard to make a save. But you know what? I don't know. Do your jobs, please. They don't have the PK to take these penalties. They don't. Hopefully Willie's in on Monday. I'm going to be honest. Like, such a soft call game in the playoffs, man. In the playoffs. What is this? Oh. Let's see. Bertuzzi had 5 hits. Everyone had a hit tonight. Except Edmondson, actually. Edmondson didn't have a hit. Lyubushkin did not play a lot either. I think Sheldon Keith's a little bit sick of Ilya Lyubushkin. I would have liked to see a lot more Riley and Liljegren. I do think Riley McCabe makes a lot of sense. And honestly, I think you should run with it. I think Lyubushkin, you kind of need him in there for a right-handed defenseman. But I don't see why he can't be on that third pairing. Like, I don't know. You could play him with Benoit. But then you have, like, no offense there. See, like, I don't know. I don't know. You should have got a number one. You should have got a better defenseman. Brad Treliving, you should have. I don't care. Oh, I would have loved to give away that first for a better defenseman. And then you wouldn't be having these kind of problems in your defensive zone. And your penalty kill wouldn't be so crap. Hopefully you guys could hear that, by the way. Yep. 5-1 to the Boston Bruins. Where have we seen this before? The forecheck was so bad tonight. The whole team needs to be better in the Z zone. Make plays easier. Sammy needs to be able to see stuff. And Willie needs to be back for Robertson. Keep Reeves in, to be honest. I don't see why you don't. Then, or just play Nick Robertson more. Play him more. James Myrtle said, I think the only positive I have for you is the Leafs were blown out in Game 1 last year. But an 826 save percentage. Like, honestly, Sammy, you've turned it around, but you haven't been playing very well recently. Like, I'm going crazy, man. I'm going absolutely freaking crazy in this Game 1. And I'm not trying to overreact here. I know I am. I very am. I'm being that, like, screamy guy that screams about the Leafs and makes it sound like, oh, you should feel bad for me. But the Leafs, I'm mad at you. If you're a Boston fan and you're here just to see my reaction because the Leafs lost, you guys outplayed us. You did. You played better than us. And I'm not blaming the game on the refs. I'm not blaming it because you guys were the better team. You were. You were, no matter what the penalties were. Because you know what? If anyone, no one from the Toronto Maple Leafs is watching this. Absolutely no one. I can guarantee that. But you know what? If this somehow finds a way to get to them, I love you guys. Look at this thing. Clearly, I'm a big Leafs fan. The calls aren't going to go your way. You know that? You know that. Capitalize on the chances you get. I know. It's a lot harder than it sounds. That's why I'm not in the NHL and I'm sitting here making videos. Make a save. Forecheck. And be able to set up your power play. 0% on the power play. Like, yeah, they got blown out. You know, is it really supposed to make me feel better that they got blown out last year in the first game? And then they got outplayed in that entire series, but still found a way to win? Is that supposed to make me feel better? That in game 1 last year, they also played like crap? How about you win? How about you win game 1 and don't have to have this problem? Doesn't that sound like such a much better idea? How about you do that? You don't get blown out 5-1 or 7-3, or maybe it was 7-2. I don't really remember. Maybe you just don't do that, and maybe you just win. Hey, crazy idea, I know. Just winning a hockey game. Huh. Also, just thought it was interesting to point out. Frederick Anderson had a .971 save percentage tonight. 1.99 goals saved above expected in a 3-1 win. Ryan Reeves has more points than Morgan Riley, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, and John Tavares combined. He has more points than everyone on the Leafs except David Kampf and Connor Dewar. Every person. They scored 1 goal, and it was the 4th line. Sheldon Keefe on Max Domi's slash on Brad Marchand. Can't do that. And you know what? He kind of got benched for it at the beginning of the 3rd. But it's just pain. Straight pain. Straight pain. You know what? The expected goals. How many were they expected to have? Oh, expected goals is 7.42 to 3.7 for Toronto. We're expected to have 7. They're expected to have 4. Oh, frig, that makes me feel so much better. Whew. Thank the hockey gods. For a minute there, I was thinking we were down in the series 1-0. Whew. Oh, you know what? I might as well just wrap it up there on a happy note. No. Those stats, they don't mean crap if you don't win. At the end of the day, it comes down to winning. Yeah, maybe we were expected to have more goals, but you know what? You didn't. You didn't have more goals. You know how many less goals you had? 4. 4 less goals than them. So you know what? I hope to see you again on Monday. I'll be watching on Monday. I'll be cheering them on with all of my passion. Let them play. Put the whistles away. Thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far. If you liked it, clicking like really helps. Clicking subscribe is also amazing. Thank you. They know what to tighten up. They know what to do. So let's see it.